All right, here we are. Here we are live in the free credit repair advice group. All right, we're going to let the room fill up just a second here, just a little tiny bit, while I get this put to the top of the group. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Boom, boom, boom. Excellent. Looks like we are in there. I'm going to as mark this as an announcement. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pin this to the top, and we're going to give the opportunity for people to log in and kind of get cracking on this. But I want to welcome you all. I want to welcome you all to the free credit repair advice group right here on Facebook. This is something I do every week. In fact, us Credit Life coaches do this Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Right here in the free credit repair advice group, we do something called the Daily Credit Report Live. So we're going to give this a chance to fill in, let everybody get in. While this is happening, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my topic for the evening. So tonight's topic, it's going to be a $1.9 trillion stimulus bill just went through. We've got stimulus checks arriving in our mailboxes or in auto deposited into our checking accounts. We've got tax refunds on the precipice of getting mailed to us or getting put into, again, direct deposit into the checking accounts. So this is a big time. This is a big time. This is a big windfall. And what I want to do is I want to show you how to correctly use some of this stimulus money, this tax refund money, to stimulate your credit and your personal economy, your family. Get yourself in a position so that you can raise that score, raise that profile. Use this money wisely, because I promise you, if you've got collections, if you've got debt, if you've got things like that, right now you're probably facing an onslaught of calls and letters and offers to settle and things like that. Why now? Why all of a sudden? Is it because you've been doing investigations or disputes on your credit? Is that it? Have you woken the sleeping giant? No. Right now, the collection companies, right now, the credit card companies, right now, all of the companies we owe money to are fully aware that you and you and you have just received a large stimulus check, right? And that you're going to be receiving even more money back from the federal government in the form of tax refunds. So they want this from you, okay? But the big question is this. I mean, some of these settlement offers, well, they're damned attractive. Keep in mind, these collection people, these collectors, they're coming out of a year of COVID. They're coming out of a year where the very last thing you're going to pay is a collection item. We're trying to get by. We're trying to save our lives. We're trying to save our families. Maybe we're out of jobs. Maybe we're not earning what we typically earn. Maybe we're stuck at home wearing masks, wondering where we're going to get toilet paper. Okay, we've been going through this for over a year now, right? And this has been a past year of collection companies, collectors, not receiving payments. They've done very poorly in the last year. Because if you're going to spend money, the little bit of money you got on anything, you're spending it on the bills, you're maybe the rent, the mortgage, you're spending it on the car payment, you're spending it on food, you're trying to take care of your family. And so they've come off of this hardship themselves, these collection agencies. They've come off of a hardship themselves, knowing they haven't gotten any money. So right now, with the stimulus, $1.9 trillion, that is not small change. These checks that you're receiving are not small change. This is some potentially, if done right, life-changing, meaningful stuff, okay? They're trying to give you these once-in-a-lifetime offers to settle these debts, to settle these accounts. And you're looking at this and going, that's pretty damn attractive. They're on my credit, and maybe if I pay it off, I'll be able to qualify for things, right? No, I'm going to teach you tonight how to use this money, this windfall that you're getting, to stimulate your personal economy. All right. So that was a long-winded introduction. By the way, if you'd like to hire your own credit coach, if you'd like to hire a Credit Life, scrolling across the bottom is the link, the address to book a consult with me, www.bookcoachjd.com. But let's dive right in. All right. So if you're receiving, many of you have, and let me know in the comment section any questions you've got. Let me know in the comment section anything that, if you've received these things. Many of you have been receiving these offers to settle debt. How many of you have gotten these recently? I mean, all of a sudden they're coming out of the woodwork, right? How many of you have seen these recently? It's not an accident that they're happening. Congress passed through the 1.7 or 1.9 trillion dollar stimulus package that is creating checks for a significant number of Americans, creating deposits for a significant number of Americans with significant money. And so these guys, they smell money. These collectors, they can smell it. And this time of year, they always go on a blitz anyway, because tax time means great big refund time for a lot of people. So this is like if you wanted to go swimming in the Bahamas, right? But first you cut your hand with a knife, and then you go swimming in that little pool of blood. Well, these collectors, they are like sharks smelling blood in the ocean. They're swarming it. They smell, but they don't smell blood. They smell money. And you've got it. You've gotten stimulus money. So the question becomes, well, what do I do with this? Well, do I go to Vegas and piss it away because I've been locked down for a year? Maybe. Do I pay off these collections? Maybe, if that's what you think you want to do. But if you've got a goal, and my guess is there isn't a single person watching this that doesn't have a goal. You're watching this because you do have a goal. I can tell you right now, without much fear of contradiction, your goal is to be a homeowner. Your goal is to have a home for yourself, your spouse, your family. Maybe you're going to try to end generational poverty. Maybe you're the first in all the family generations to own a home. Maybe you're finally at the age where you're going, damn, you know what? The age I am, I should be a homeowner by now. I should be taking this seriously. But I bet how many of you have the goal of home ownership? And I can say this pretty easily because I know for a fact that 9 out of 10 people in the FCRA group do want a home as their goal. So maybe the dice were loaded on that roll a little bit. All right. But you're here because you have a goal in mind. And if you've got a goal and it includes a home for your family, a backyard for your kids to play in, maybe their own room for the first time ever, a nice safe place, a place you can gather around the table. Maybe you're going to go multi-generational. Maybe grandma's going to live with you, or maybe the kids and your grandkids are going to live with you. By the way, this is something we have lost in the United States. I swear to God, we have lost this concept, this respect for our elders, this respect and closeness of family. By the way, this is how we got great. This is how each one of you, your families, 1 generation, 2 generations, 3 generations back, I don't care where it was, when it was, this is how we got great, was multi-generational family living together. And it's interesting to see the country moving back to that. That's a tirade. We call those tirades. But it's true. Okay, so maybe your goal is to be the first person to own a home ever in your family, or to have that wonderful multi-generational experience and let the kids really get to know grandma and grandpa, because we all have a limited time on this planet. Let's maybe expose them to the family. But here's what we want to do. We want to use this stimulus. We want to use this tax refund to best stimulate our personal economy, to best get our credit in shape to achieve our goals. And I'll tell you, from a credit standpoint, first thing I'm going to teach you today, from a credit standpoint, now you're receiving, as we said, we preface all of these letters, all of these settlement offers from the collection agencies. But let me tell you, from purely a credit standpoint, while paying on collections is a step in the process, it is not necessarily the first step, okay? The first step is going to be to look at the credit. The first step is going to be to review the credit and look for anything derogatory, look for anything negative, look for anything that is holding you back from your goals. The very first step is not settling these debts. The very first step towards your goal is investigation. We want to go to the bureaus and use our legal rights. By the way, did you know you have legal rights? There is a law out there called the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FCRA. Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair FCRA. Oh, we named the group Free credit repair advice, FCRA. Wow, that, almost like that wasn't an accident, right? So the Fair Credit Reporting Act, it allows us to do some stuff that's very, very powerful. I don't care what your situation is, your background, what got you there. That's in the past. We can't do that. That is what it was. Right now, we're looking forward, and we're going to take our rights under the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and we're going to go to the bureaus and go, hey, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, looks like you're reporting some negative stuff about me there. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it's real. Prove it's mine. Prove it's accurate. Prove it's up to date. Prove it's factual. Prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it. And if these bureaus upon demand cannot verify and validate and document that everything reported about you is 100% accurate and factual and current and correct and verifiable today, not back when it happened, not back when you broke up with the ex, not back when you were out of the job, not back when the medical hit, not back whatever. But today, if they can't verify and validate those same collections you're getting these amazing settlement offers on, if they can't verify and validate them, then by law, they are permanently deleted. Gone from the credit profile like they never happened. Now, it does not mean the debt is gone. If you owe someone $1, you owe them $1. Debt and credit, those are two different things. But their ability, those creditors' ability to hold your credit hostage, those same a-holes who are sending you all of these, oh, we're so nice, my gosh, look at the settlement offer we're giving you. It's not because you just got a stimulus check to stimulate the economy. No, we're doing it because we care. It's not because we're wanting to snarf up your tax refund because we smell money in the water like a shark smells blood in the water. But it's because we can't, right? Wrong. Okay, if they can't verify, validate, and document that it's accurate and factual and current, correct, and verifiable today, then by law, it's permanently deleted, gone from the credit profile like it never happened. What does this allow us to do? Well, first things first, if they could have offered, if they can offer you by the settlement that you got, that settlement letter, if they can offer you that now, what's been stopping them from doing it the entire time? If they're willing to accept $1,000 out of $3,000 debt, why aren't they just reporting $1,000 to your credit? If it seems like it's a little sketchy, congratulations, you're starting to use this, your brain. All right, so we want to do the investigation. Verify, validate, investigate if it's accurate, factual, correct, and verifiable. That's done by letters. If you're doing it electronically through Credit Karma, online, on Experian site, you're doing it wrong. You're giving up a number of your consumer rights, okay? You're giving up a number of your consumer rights. Why would we give up our consumer rights willingly? We wouldn't. And so we're doing this in writing. We're paper trailing. We're sending old school snail mail paper letters to the credit bureaus to paper trail this data and to say, prove it. Not to go all Johnny Cochran, but I'm gonna prove it or remove it. Prove it or remove it. It's like if the glove does not fit, you must acquit and prove it or remove it from my credit report, okay? So we're gonna seek these deletions. We're going after these deletions. Now, let's say we've got a collection and we've received a letter and they're offering us a nifty settlement. Maybe they'll even pay for delete. Oh my God, the pay for delete. Maybe they'll pay for delete is never the first step, ever. Not to correctly, with best practice, do a credit repair. So take a step back, breathe. We're not going to just jump on the first offer that comes our way. You're not going to just jump on the first thing that comes your way. First settlement offer. Oh, they'll pay for delete. It must be right. It must be perfect. It must be. No. You want to get it deleted first. Pay for delete is a sucker bet. If they offer you the one thing you want, they're dangling it in front of you. Jump. Come on, jump. Oh, who wants it deleted? Who wants that nasty thing deleted from the credit? Yes, you do. Yes, jump for the treat. They're dangling that in front of your face because they know you'll jump because you're not going to use this. You're going to use this, your feelings, not your brain, your logic. Okay, I want you to use your logic. By the way, the FICO algorithm literally means logic. So we're not going to jump at them dangling crap in front of our face. Oh, but that's what I want. I want it deleted. I don't care. Okay, if you don't care about money, I want you to take all your money and put it in an envelope and send it to Credit Life. Attention, Jeremy, Burnsville, Minnesota. So if you don't care about money, that's where you should be sending it. I will make sure it's well taken care of. But if you're like the rest of us who do care about money, you want to seek that deletion first. Why? Because now you go back to that same collection company that said, you know, this $1,000 debt, we'll do 800 and remove it from your credit. God, aren't we awesome? You're thinking, yeah, that's awesome. No, it's not awesome. You're going to go back to them and you're going to go, how about this? I give you $437.19 on this $1,000 debt. They're going to go, but that's 41.378%. Why that number? That's what I've got for you. That's how much I have. Would you like that? Well, if you do that, we can't delete. To delete, well, here's the thing. You couldn't even report correctly. You couldn't even verify correctly. So I'm not giving you $800. You're on crack if you think that's a good idea. What would you take on something like this? It's unverifiable. Well, we still need 800. Well, tell you what, how about I don't pay you anything? What are you going to do? You going to stay on my credit? Really? You couldn't do that right. All of a sudden, even though they sent you a letter offering a settlement, it was only because they smelled blood in the water. It wasn't because they love you. Even though they sent you a letter offering a settlement, even though they maybe even offered to pay for delete, by doing this, getting them to settle for $431.29, maybe you save $400. Now, $400, again, is not important to you. I need you to put it into an envelope, put a stamp on the envelope, seal the envelope, send it to Credilife. Attention, Jeremy, County Road 5, Burnsville, Minnesota, 55337. And I'll make sure it's well taken care of. But if you do care about the money, you care about your goals, and you care about doing this with the best practices. Now, someone is going to pipe up, well, I did it and it worked for me. Guess what? I don't care. What? But it worked for me. I don't give a crap. We don't teach it worked for me. We teach best practices in conjunction with the FICO algorithm. You know, some guy might make a house out of toothpicks. I made it out of toothpicks. That's what you should do. Worked for me. Sorry, asshole. I'm using boards. I don't care if it worked for you. We're doing best practice here. So best practice to build a house, use boards, not toothpicks. Best practice to settle on these debts is to investigate first and seek deletion. Once deleted, that's when we negotiate settlement. So this is taking, let's say you've got a $1,400 windfall, a deposit and stimulus. And ABC Collections is offering you $200 off and they'll pay for delete, $800. Great. So you'll have $600 left. Or you can you can buy a couple stamps and do some rounds of investigation. Get that deleted, maybe settle it in the $400 range, right? Well, now, and by the way, that's based off the national average. National average, most debts settle in about the 45% range. So if that happens, okay, if that happens, you got $1,000 left, $600 or $1,000. That's enough left. That's enough buffer to settle even in another debt, or put towards your savings, or invest in a secured card or whatnot. So no matter what, at this time of great stimulus, at this time of great windfall, all right, I want you to make sure you're using your brain, not your heart, and you're doing the investigation process first. Seek deletion. Once deleted, that's when you settle it. And that's item one. All right, we following so far? I want to get some reactions. Give me some reactions. Give me some thumbs up, or give me some any damn thing. Otherwise, I don't know that this is even useful to you. Let me know. Let me know in comments if this is useful to you. Awesome. All right, because yeah, I see nothing there, so we want to fix that. So, step one: investigation, seeking deletions. Well, what else could I do to stimulate my personal economy? What else could I do to build? Well, here's the thing. Investigation letters. That's elimination of the negative. That's taking negative, getting rid of negative items. That's great. Eliminate. Thank you, Lizette. Very useful. Good. Then I'll continue. Because otherwise I will bail. Because I got food upstairs. All right. So eliminate the negative. That's one aspect of credit repair and financial wellness. What else should we do? Well, credit's not just made out of bad. It can feel like it. It can feel like it if you've got lots of collections. It can feel like it if you're seeing yourself not getting approved for things. It can feel like it's only made of bad. You look at it, you're like, Jeremy, I swear to God, I'm looking at this pile of crap credit report. It's only made of bad. I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay. Trust me. I get it. But, you know, what are we looking to do? Yes, we're looking to up our credit. I up my credit, up yours, right? Up yours. If we want to up yours, if you want up yours, we're going to use some of this stimulus money, and we are going to round out our profile. We're going to build our score. Now, a number of you are coming to me going, I can't get approved for a credit card. I can't. There are such things as secured credit cards. There are such things as installment accounts that are actually savings accounts where you make a monthly payment every month into this installment account, and it raises and it grows and stuff like that. I'm going to give you a couple quick tools. One, this is called FCRA. It's made specifically for the Free Credit Repair Advice Group. FCRA.my800credit.com. We have fully vetted these accounts. These are the correct links. You're not giving your info to a hacker in Romania to try to steal all your stuff before he realizes your credit's bad and there's nothing's going to get anyway. Psych, right? No, this is all, we've vetted them. They're the correct links. They're the proper links. We've made sure all these cards, all these accounts, all the things on this site are useful tools. These are our professional recommended tools. So yes, I'm giving them to you without having to hire Credilife, because I want you to have good compliant information, because there's nothing but a lot of misinformation and garbage out there when I look at these other groups. That's why this group exists. That's why the Free Credit Repair Advice group on Facebook exists. So I want you to check out my800credit.com. You'll find on there some secured cards that we recommend because we've found them to work well. We've found them to be easy to use. We've found them to report consistently. And we have found them to be ethical. Okay? So that's the first site I want you to check out. There is a site, I think I mentioned Self-Lender. If you go to this openselflender.com, that's going to take you right through to one of our approved links. But that is where you get that installment savings account. This is slick. What you do is you go, I want to take out $1,000 Self-Lender. All right. And what they do is they lend you $1,000, but they put it into a bank account that you do not get to touch. That account acts as security, just like a car would act as a security thing against a loan, like a car loan. This acts as a security against a self loan. So the thousands put into a savings account, you don't get to touch, and that's the collateral for the loan. Now you make monthly installment payments till you've paid back the loan. All right. Once it's paid back, they release the funds to you, just like the car is yours after you pay the loan off. But because you've made installment payments on that, like $1,000 bank obligation, they report it to Equifax and to Experian and to TransUnion as installment payments on a grand bank obligation. It rounds out your profile. It raises your score. It adds the good while you're tucking $1,000 away for a rainy day or a vacation next year. It's awesome. Got a quick question here. It looks like we got some comments. All right, Lizette's asking, if we hire you, do you send the letters and then negotiate on your behalf? Here's what we do. I've got a whole team of account managers. By the way, it's a good segue into a plug for me. Oh, I love you. All right. So if you want, by the way, if you want to book a consultation, watch this. Wait. Book a consultation to enroll with FICO Certified Credit Coach Jeremy Dysek. That's me. Today, that's now. Just go to www.bookcoach. I can't do that very far because bookcoachjd.com. What we'll do is we'll pick a day, an evening, or even a Saturday morning. I keep some of them open. We'll do a credit discovery call. There's no cost for this thing because A, I haven't done anything yet, and B, I don't know if it's a good program for you. But what we'll do is I always ask the same thing. Anyone who in here, if any of you are my clients in here, speak up. They'll all say the same thing. I always ask, so what's going on with your credit? What are your goals and what prompted you to reach out? Then we'll talk about what's on the credit. And we'll talk about your goals. We'll put together a plan and steps and action items and figure out services that would be appropriate to get your score and profile in position for the goals. That didn't answer your question. The question you asked was, if we hire you, do you send the letters? Yes. I have an entire division of my company located up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, actually a suburb called Burnsville. They're called account managers. It's their job to do the letters, old school snail mail paper letters. They handle it. They handle the follow-up. They handle the updating. They do the next round. They are damn good at what they do, and they make me look freaking awesome, which is a really tall feat, I promise. Now, negotiating the debts. Do we do that for you? No. Why? Because we charge you. And I like to think you're smart enough to make a phone call or intelligent enough to make a phone call. But as your coach, I will teach you what to do to settle it. We'll do a coaching call. We'll talk about what to do, because here's the thing. If I teach you what to do, and maybe 5 years down the road there's an oops, and insurance doesn't pay for a medical bill and it goes to collection, I want you to have one of these. All right, here, hold my beer. Okay, crack your knuckles. I know what to do. Jeremy taught me this. Boom! And you call and you settle it yourself. You handle it yourself. I can either teach you to do it, or I can charge you a whole bunch of money in addition to do it. But I think that would be foolish, because if you're going to do a discovery call with me, you already know how to do a phone call, and that's about all you got to know. I can teach you the rest. But the Credit Life program, it's wicked awesome. If you're from these, just go to www.bookcoachjd.com. I've got about 23 spots open right now based on some people who've graduated. But literally, once those are filled, they're gone. You can have other coaches. You can't get me, because I keep a portfolio and I never exceed it. Otherwise, I legitimately wouldn't have time for you. And if you're hiring us, I want to make sure you get your time. Let's see. Hey, it's really said my credit wasn't as bad as I thought. Said I could try do things on my own, but I still chose to go with them. Doesn't push you or anything. I really can't find anything more honest that'll help you. I've gone from 15 collections to 3 in 3 months. Travis, man, that is exceptional right there. That's from 15 to 3. 15 to 3 in 3 months. That's here we go. Boom. That's a boom. You get a boom with a cat for that one. That's fantastic. Yeah, so we're going to be straight with you. We're always going to be legit. Here's the deal. I want to get you done as fast and cost effectively as humanly possible, because I want legitimately for the rest of your life. I want, if you hear the word credit, I don't care if you're at Denny's eating Grand Slam breakfast, and you hear credit from the table next to you. It's probably not a Muppet or some, as they say credit. I want your ears to perk up. I want you to interrupt their Grand Slam breakfast and go, guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you got to talk to my guy. You got to talk to my guy. And that referral business is how I get my business. I don't pay for advertising or anything like that. So hopefully things are going well. www.bookcoachjd.com and find out what needs to be done to get your score and profile in position for your goals, the higher up Credit Life, and all the good things. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Travis. All right, so we want to build some tools. We want to raise the positives. We do that by making sure we've got some accounts open and active with a good pay history. I put down a link that will take you to the Self Lender. That's a great. I love me some Self Lender. I got 7 kids. All right. So here's the deal. My Self Lender right now, I'm doing a $1,200 Self Lender. So it's like $109 for the service fee or whatever every month. Okay. Mine pays out like November 1st. So November 1st, I get $1,200 cash in my pocket. All right, and then I just open another one for the next year. I get $1,200 cash in my pocket right before Black Friday. Tell me, how with 7 kids, how convenient do you think that is to have that cash windfall, that stimulus for Christmas in my pocket? It's fantastic. But again, remember, you're getting stimulus checks. Number one, we're not going to just jump in and pay off the collections, because here's the deal. I didn't tell you this. I'll tell you this now. While paying on an older collection on your credit report, while paying on that might seem like a good idea, if you pay on an older collection, your credit score could drop, not go up. Well, why? Why? Because you're giving new activity to an old, already negative account. There is no way for a collection to be positive. A collection is a pile of crap. A paid collection is a paid pile of crap with new activity. Now the crap wasn't 3 years ago. You paid it, they updated it on the credit, and you just crapped yesterday on your credit report. Don't do that. Stop crapping on your credit reports. That's going to be my message for today. Stop crapping on your credit, right? We're going to use our stimulus money. We're going to either do it ourselves, or you're going to hire Credit Life, or I don't care. how you do it. If you do it yourself, fantastic. If you hire me, fantastic. If you don't hire me, I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. But you're going to work on deletions so that you can negotiate better settlements. You're going to work on the deletions first so that you've got that cleaner slate and you can build. And then when I'm talking about these accounts that you want to do to build it up, you can do that. It's going to be good. Karen says, I love how the team's there to answer all your questions whenever you need them. Score's gone up 30 points in a month. You get a boom. Boom. I'm telling you, that's awesome. Yeah, what she's talking about with the team, here's the deal. So it's not just me. We got people in Denver, Colorado. We got people in Washington. We got people in the Philippines because we don't have anyone in Hawaii. That's like the same time zone. We got people in Florida. We got student loan specialists. We got support coaches. We got a whole billing division. We got the account managers. We have a hotline. There's always someone to answer your question. You have an online dashboard. There's always someone to answer your question. We have email. There's always someone to answer your question. Texting. There's always someone to answer your question. But I tell you what, if it becomes about the direction of your program, it's coming back to your coach. Doesn't matter who you got a hold of, it's coming back to your coach. So, like, if it's like, what's my login? They'll tell you. What card did Jeremy say? They'll tell you. What should I do? They'll tell you. What if I do this instead of that? Whoops, hold up. You're changing the program. Let's get you booked in a coaching call with your coach. So that's part of being a Credit Life client. That's kind of fun. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Just making sure I got all the things. Cool. So remember, we're not going to jump at the impulse control disorder thing they're trying to get us to do. We're not going to take the stimulus money. We're not going to take the tax return and just simply pay these things because they're sending us offers, right? It's not the first step. The first step is never pay. It's never pay for delete. It's never any of that. What the first step is to get it deleted. Then we work on the investigations. Does this make sense? Does this make sense to people? By the way, want to know how you future-proof yourself with a little stimulus money? How many of you have what I affectionately call an oh shit fund? Oh shit, I need new brakes on the car. Oh shit, the alternator went out. Oh shit, I need tires. Oh shit, the water heater broke. Oh shit, my kid just came to me and now they need all this money for books and stuff like that. Oh shit. How many of you have an oh shit fund? Have cash on hand? If not, I recommend, I actually like this thing. Here, hold on a second. I'm gonna put something in there. I'm a big fan of doing an automatic savings every week. You can kickstart something like, there's this thing out there called Acorns. And the reason I gave you that link is because they'll give you $5 free when you sign up for Acorns versus the regular link. So now you got $5. Hey, that's more money towards more settlement. I'll tell you what, if someone's willing to settle for 40%, that's the equivalent of having $12.50. So it's a good thing. But you open one of these Acorns account. Now, what that Acorns thing was for, it was for like rounding up your purchases. Turn that off. It says, I mean, you can use it if you want, but I think it's a silly idea. Turn it off. What you are going to do is you're going to take $500, something like that. It's a good starting point from your stimulus, from your tax refund, and you're going to fund your Acorns account with it, right? And then you're going to set something up. Me, I do $100 a week because I got 7 kids. And oh shit happens often when you have 7 kids. Like, oh shit, they need more money for dance or some god-awful thing. So I've got it set up where automatically $100 a week goes into Acorns. Well, can't I just do that with a savings account, Jeremy? Of course you can. And while you're doing it into your savings account, you can also go on your cell phone while you're at Walmart and you're seeing a great deal on a TV and you're being impulsive. You're going, tell you what, I got a big paycheck, got bonus coming next week. I know the tax refund's coming, and you want me to go and just transfer. I'm gonna buy this. I'll pay it back next week. I'll pay it back in my oh shit. Guess what? No, you won't, because an oh shit will come up right after it. I guarantee it. Just like the Men's Warehouse suits, they guarantee it. I guarantee something's gonna happen, and you're not gonna pay it back, and you've just burned your fund. So the reason I like to use something once removed like Acorns is it takes about 3 days to get your money. So there aren't many emergencies that you can't float for 3 days, you know what I mean, until you get the money. And so this gives it enough separation that you're not going to impulsively piss the money away. Because how many of you in the past have ever gotten a stimulus check? How many of you have ever gotten a tax refund? How many of you have ever gotten a chunk of money like that and you thought of all the amazing things you could do, and then it was less, you put in your checking, then it was less, then it was gone. And you're going, shit, I don't even really have anything to show for this thing. kind of, I know we got some more takeout. We said we could justify it and we'll treat ourselves, but damn, that money's gone. It didn't really help me, right? That's why I want you to make an oh shit fund. Use that. I like Acorns, or use something like that. I don't care if you use that one in particular. I just like that you get $5 for having a pulse. I think that's cool. I put $100 a week away into it, and literally every couple months, something comes up. More books are needed for college, or the kid's got a flat tire, or some damn thing happens that I got to bail somebody out or do something or fix something, and that comes in real handy. So I want you to do that. Create your oh shit fund, okay? You don't even have to call it that. If you're like, Jeremy's so offensive, I don't like how he talks. By the way, if you don't like that, I'll warn everyone. I'm real direct and blunt, but it's because I'm exceedingly passionate about this. And there's a reason we call ourselves coaches, not counselors. You're not always going to like what the coach has to say, but it's my job to make sure you perform at your peak level and you win. But if you don't like me, trust me, we've got other coaches. They're a lot softer than I am. I'm just real direct, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. All right, let me hide this out. Oh, wait, wrong thing. Let me have that up. All right, let's see. Okay, Jared Ferguson's asking a great question. What about lawsuits and judgments? Lawsuits and judgments, well, those are a different animal. So let's say I'm saying, by the way, I'll never tell you not to pay your bills. That's terrible advice. What I'll tell you is while paying on collections, it's a step in the process. It's not necessarily the first step. Let's say you're doing the investigations and you're doing the process. You're trying to get it deleted so that you can go back and negotiate the best overall settlement. And all of a sudden you get served papers. Jared, that changes everything. All of a sudden, yes, I want you to take it very seriously. I want you to react to it, and suddenly that has gone from the back burner to the front burner, okay? Because we don't want to create another cascade situation, because we've got collection and then lawyers flutting around being bloodsuckers or whatever they do, and then they're trying to get a judgment. We don't want it to get worse. So yes, at that point in time, you jump in and take action. Now, if you're asking what about lawsuits and judgments that are already in place, even if they get a judgment for $5,000, there is nothing on God's green earth stopping you from going back to them and going, I have the ability to get my hands on $2,500 maybe from grandma and grandpa or whatever. You don't have to tell them all the truth. Don't show all your cards. It's like poker. It's not lying, but it is bluffing. You know what I'm saying? You're not like, I've got a terrible hand. I win. You're not lying. It's just how it happens, right? It's part of the game. And this is a game. If credit feels like a game to you, congratulations. You finally understand credit. So you go to them. You already have the judgment in place, the lawsuit in place. Go, wow, guys. Hey, yeah, I know you don't want judgment. You want money. I know I don't want judgment on my credit. I want to get this taken care of. If I can get my hands on $2,500, could we settle? A lot of times judgments will settle after they're already recorded at the court. So it's an option. It's a possibility. But dang, Jared, take it seriously. That's why I always got to tell you, my brother, take it seriously. So if someone gets served, take it seriously. Now, if you've got a Credit Life coach and you either get served papers or you have judgments, you've got questions about them, do not take the advice from a video meant for 73,000 people. Call your coach. They'll get custom stuff based on your goal, because there are some fine-tuned differences that I'm not dancing. It's just, I don't know what that is. We have some fine-tuned differences in how things might be handled. And we want to make sure that you get the best practical, correct, compliant, and best practice advice for your individual situations. Our medical collections, Lizette asks, are medical collections easier to get settled? No. Actually, medical places, I don't get it. So they're already charging us like $47 for a Tylenol. And I get that they have to deliver it. And I get that it's because 19 people didn't pay for their Tylenol. And I get that it's because they have to carry insurance in case they actually accidentally give you an Advil instead of a Tylenol. I get that. But they got to get their heads out of their butts, these medical providers, all right? If they want to get paid, some is way better than the none that they're enjoying currently, okay? So do they settle? I find that medical collections settle less than, a Visa card. Visa card's going to settle better. Midland will get it, and they'll settle you a Capital One Visa typically in the 45% range. While the medical might go, we can offer you 15% off. Well, fantastic. So here's why you got to stick with the best practice. You got to get that deleted first. Investigate, get it deleted. Now, companies that handle medical collections are notoriously piss poor at following through on the investigations, and so they're actually easier, in my experience, to get deleted. Your mileage may vary, right? But they're easier. My collar looks terrible. Look at that. It's some starch going or something. They're typically harder to get deleted. No, I'm sorry. Harder to get settled, easier deleted. So we definitely want to get that deleted. We want to get that off the credit. We want to get those medical ones gone, because when they call them, they go, "We can give you 10% off." Go, "Hey, I can give you nothing." Ha! How you like that? We go, "Wait, we just stay on your credit." And go, "Look, you guys are too stupid to do that correctly. Why don't you take, why don't we meet in the middle? Why don't you take 45%?" And that's a good way. It's a good way to hit it. It always comes back to the best practices. There's 101 reasons. By the way, if pay for delete were nifty, if it were good, if it were the right way to do it, I would tell you, because I would be like, people would be like, "Oh my God, he's a genius. We're going to hire him for everything because look, every word he says is, and look, that's the best." That's not the best, though. It's not. I don't care if it worked for you. Again, building a house out of toothpicks might have worked for you, but you're living in a house out of goddamn toothpicks. You could have had something better had you used, like boards. Okay? We don't teach work for you. We teach best practices. It's something you got to always remember when you're in the free credit repair advice group. Yes, something might work to a degree, but if there's a better way to do it, that's going to have better advantages, better long-term impact, save you money, better impact on scores, whatever, put you in a better situation, get you to your goal faster, then we're going to tell you that. Does that make sense? You guys, I think that makes sense, right? Jose says, "Hey, I just signed up." Yeah, Jose. Had an amazing call about a week ago with Jeremy. Looking forward to what the future holds. I like the quick response from the team as well. Yeah, my team, they make me look good. They do. They're so awesome. I know I never give them enough credit. And now they're going to watch this and be like, "Listen, he's saying all the..." Don't let it get to your heads, guys. I'm still an a-hole. But no, they're phenomenal. I mean, I have really, really awesome people. So you don't even have to like me. You'll get. I tell you what, if you ever get like Shirley on the phone, she's the sweetest person on the planet. We got a really solid crew. I love it, man. I love it. All right, I'm going to give one more plug for myself. I'm going to kind of wrap this down a little bit because I've been going about 45 minutes. I am going to give a plug though, as Jose said. If you want to hire a professional, if you'd like to have me in particular as your coach, your personal coach, go to www.bookcoachjd.com. And what you're going to do is you actually access my calendar directly. This isn't one of those, "Then we'll connect and find a time that..." No, you get to pick it. You're blocking out my time. It's going to be a call. So you can pick a day, you can pick an evening. There's even some Saturdays sometimes. Pick whenever works for you. What we're going to do is we're going to do a discovery call. What that means is we are going to talk about your goals. We're going to talk about what's on your credit. We're going to talk about best practices, methods, things like that. We're going to figure out what services would be appropriate, if any are appropriate. And we're going to get you into a plan that's going to get your score and your profile in position to qualify for all the goals you've got. I want to know your top level stuff, but I want to know the other things. Here's the thing. Your goal might be to buy a home. But unless you can maybe finance a living room set, you might end up with an empty living room. So there's other things we need it for. What if the water heater goes out? You might need to finance a new water heater because you just spent all your money on the down payment and maybe even some of your oh shit fund that you started up with that on that link I gave you earlier because maybe you needed more at the closing table. I don't know. But I know you want to be in a position where you can take or leave an opportunity because you choose, not because, man, that's all you get. That's all you qualify for. Oh, look, that's your credit. Yeah, you can pick that car or that car. These cars, you can have those cars. Oh, yeah, the little girl at the customer service thing puts in your info at the furniture store and gives you that little piece of paper. You'll hear something in 7 to 10 days. You got to walk back in front of all those people, and everyone knows what that stupid piece of paper means. What I want is I want you to be in a position where after you get your house, after whatever, I want you to be staying in a furniture store. I want you to be looking at a whole living room set. And I want your question to be, hey, can we afford it? Does it fit our budget? I don't want the question to be, do you think we'll qualify? If the question is, do you think we'll qualify? It's already gone wrong, right? You don't need that stress. That should never be a question. Of course you qualify. Is this appropriate for us to purchase? And that's a whole different level. And you can get that. Go to www.bookcoachjd.com and we'll find a time for a consultation. I'll go through everything with you. All right. So in conclusion, I didn't even use many of my graphics. I got all these graphics. It's easier when I'm sitting down. If you guys join us on Friday, I got all kinds of stupid great. Look at this. I got this one. Yeah, I did that. This is, by the way, this is what I do not want you to do with your stimulus money. I do not want you to convert it into $1 bills and take it to Dollar Tree. Or, guys, I don't want you to convert it into $1 bills and take it anywhere else. All right, you know what I'm saying. So, but here's the thing. All right, so first step, we've got this $1.9 trillion stimulus. We got money falling from the sky into our checking and our savings account. We didn't even ask for it, right? It just did. Boop, there you go. Thanks, Uncle, whoever the hell's president these days. And versus the old one, which did literally the same thing. So, but we're getting this money, right? And all of a sudden, out of the woodwork, here come the sharks. They smell blood. They smell money in the water. They're the collection company. And they're all offering you settlements. You're getting settlement letters left and right and calls and this and that and the other thing. Because they don't care about you. They want your money because they had a really tough year last year as well. Because you're going to buy groceries when you're out of work before you're going to pay a Capital One bill, right? All right, so we're not going to take these, as tempting as they are, we're not going to take these offers. What if they'll offer me 20% off and they'll delete it? We're not going to take those offers. If they're willing to go 20, they're willing to go 30, they're willing to go 40. But they're going only 20 because they're also offering you something of value to you, which is the deletion. Instead, we're going to do the investigations, verify, validate, and document that everything reported on the credit is 100% accurate and factual and current and correct and verifiable today. Not back when it went to collections, not back when the card went bad, not back when the medical went bad, but today. And if they fail to verify and validate and document that it's accurate and factual, current, correct, and verifiable today, then by law, it's permanently deleted, gone from the credit profile like it never happened. Of course, it does not mean the debt's gone. Debt and credit are different. Credit is your history and willingness to repay in a timely fashion. It's a written with a risk rating, or as people call it, a credit score. It's a risk rating. It's how risky is it to lend you money. So credit is that history book. Debt is what we actually owe. That's the material. And so we want to invest. No, Lizette is asking, should we only investigate the ones we can afford to settle? Why would you leave them in the meantime? No, investigate them all. If you can't settle that very moment, you're still in the better because it's gone. Does that make sense? That makes sense. So no, investigate it all. Release the hounds, man. There is no law stopping you. In fact, you're going to be in a better position if those negatives are no longer dragging you down. That's like going, hey, I want to get this boat moving, right? And I've got 17 anchors in the water. Now, I don't know if I got all kinds of, if it's good for me to take all the anchors, maybe we'll leave 5 behind. No, man, take all the anchors up. Delete them all. Well, what if I can't pay it right away? Well, can you pay it right away now? No. So right now you've got a bad mark and can't pay it versus no bad mark and can't pay it. So you're better off having investigated. So rock and roll those things. Rock and roll those things. And know this. The next time they dump stimulus or you get a tax refund or something like that, you've already got it deleted. So you know you've got all the power. You call them to negotiate a settlement. They poop their pants a little because people are actually calling the collectors instead of the other ways around. And you negotiate from a position of power. Right now you have no power. They're holding your credit hostage. They have all the power. And then when they have all the power and then they offer you something like, here, jump for it. I'll give you 10% off the debt. I'll settle it for 90% and delete it. Jump, come on. Jump, you jump. Man, I could give the dog the whole box of treats if I wanted. And I'm making his little scruffy ass jump for one of them. I could be like, here, milk bones. I could. Right? You could. The collection company could. They could be like, yeah, we'll take it all off. Whatever. But they're not. They're going, jump, jump, come on, you want pittance I'm willing to give you? So that's how you got to think about this. If it feels like it's you against them, yes, it is. If it feels like they don't have your best interest at heart, congratulations, you figured it out. If it seems like they're maybe only in it for the money, you're right. If it ever seems like we're only in it for the money at Credit Life, you let us know, because that is not the case. It's the free credit repair advice group, and I give away more than most companies charge you for. So, and our other coaches are just amazing here. We got Chris, we got Mark, we got Rick, you get Jared showing up on special projects and stuff. It's pretty sick here. All right, so first step, we're going to eliminate, we're going to verify, validate, investigate, get these things deleted. We're then going to call and settle from a position of power. We're going to eliminate the negative, but credit's not only made out of negative. Positive makes your credit too. So we're going to open maybe a couple secured cards. We're going to take some of that stimulus money and use that for the deposit for the secured card. We're going to open up something like a self-lender, monthly installment payments until it's paid off. And after that, they give you the money back. It is legitimately an installment savings account that reports to credit. It doesn't get better than that. That is seriously, from the credit world, the coolest thing that exists. You have to understand, it is the single coolest credit specific product in the world. It is. It's that badass. All right. But you have to have an oh shit fund. You have to, oh shit, the car's broken. Oh, you know the things you would traditionally rely on credit for, but maybe your credit's not there yet. I want to get you into a position so you don't start doing crazy dumb things. And again, if you guys didn't know about that one, I'm gonna give you this link again, because this, if you use that exact link to get the Acorns, the savings account thing, it gives you $5. And if that doesn't sound like much to you, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna say $5 foot long, right? You get a big foot long fat guy sub sandwich for $5. So if you don't think that's much, you tell me, if you're hungry right now, what a $5 foot long would be like. Yeah, exactly. That's why I use that link instead of going straight to them. But the idea is, we are going to put up first. We'll leave that one. We're going to put it up for ourselves in an oh shit fund. Oh shit, the car broke. The alternator gets replaced. The kids need snow tires, or suddenly they come up to you how many of you, the kids come up to you 3 nights before all these fees are due, or 2 nights, or the night before all these fees are due, or they got to buy these books, or they have to pay their activity fee to be in soccer or something. And it's like, Mom, Dad, I just need, I wanted to let you know, the coach, I got to get $475 for my fees for tomorrow. I don't know where they think we have this. Yeah, kids, I'll just go to the money tree out back, smoke a bunch of crack, and see if money falls from the sky. No, that's not reality. But that's why it's good to have that, as I affectionately call it, no shit fund, an emergency stash, whatever. Why don't you use that? Sarah, got my daughter. She's saying sorry. Yeah, okay. Let me cue you in on something on this one down there. You see Sarah down there? She hits me up a few days before the semester starts. Hey, Dad, I need $4,000 for a thing. Yeah, that's real. That happens. That happened. All right, so when do you start school? In a week. I got covered with $4,000 in a week? Yes. Oh, super. Okay. That said, at what point do you investigate again? Okay, so that's a great question. Actually, that's a phenomenal question. So we're going to address that, even though it's kind of outro. We're going to address that before we go. At what point do we investigate? If they verify and they validate, we get the result letters back, or we get the results on our credit report back, we send another round of investigations. Now, we don't ask the same thing twice. That's silly. But we ask about something else. So like the first time, let's say you send out, you go, look, I am investigating. I want you to verify that this is my name on the account and that's the balance. They come back and here's your name, here's the balance. Okay. Well, now I want you to investigate that I was indeed late in March of 2019. And I want you to investigate that date of last activity you're putting is accurate. So you hit it right away. Every round of investigations takes about 45 days. Here's why. So you write up your investigation letters. You mail them off to Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. The bureaus, credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, they legally have 5 business days to notify all the creditors that they must provide verification, validation, documentation that it's accurate and factual and current, correct, and verifiable today. By the way, they'll do it. It'll be just fine. They will do that. Now, the creditors, they've got 30 calendar days to respond back to the bureaus. not to you. People are like, it's been 30 days. They didn't respond to me. That's not how it works. You're not the one who asked them. You sent and you asked the bureaus to verify that. And so they got 30 days to respond to the bureaus with the verification, validation, documentation that everything negative is accurate and factual and current, correct, and verifiable today. Now, if they fail to respond in 30 days or less to the bureaus, if they fail to respond at all, or if what they respond with does not satisfy the specificity and the minutia of the little aspects you asked about, then by law, the bureaus deem them unverifiable and they're permanently deleted, gone from the profile like they never happened. Again, does not mean the debt's gone. If you owe someone $1, you owe them $1, but it means their ability to report to the world's largest repository of unverified data, the credit bureaus, that goes away. Of course, we know that's powerful. This is what gives you those negotiation positions. Then the bureaus themselves, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, if you've never signed up for anything electronically with them, will mail you result letters. If you have ever signed up or disputed electronically, I promise you got some login somewhere and that's where you find it, or just find it through your credit monitoring. But if they're mailing letters, it takes about 7 to 10 business days to get those letters back, and they will tell you what happened. Some of the stuff may get deleted. Some of the stuff remains. If it's deleted, hooray. If it remains, well, then it's time to do that next round. So every round takes about 45 days of mailing time. Lizette asks, can they try to get it back on? Not legally. By the way, if you do it electronically, they can. But if you do it in writing, not legally. Okay. Awesome questions tonight, guys. Awesome questions. All right. Last pitch. If you do not have all your family and your friends or anyone you know that would find this stuff valuable, if you don't have them in the free credit repair advice group, I don't know what you're waiting for, but what I'd like you to do is invite them, because this is a private group. People cannot see who's in it. People cannot see any of this material without being in it. Okay. So here's the thing. It's like, well, I don't know if I want to be embarrassed to have people know about my, trust me, if they join, their credit's the same as yours. No one's saying anything. It's like the old joke about the people and they meet at the brothel and, you know, no one's saying anything to anybody. So yeah, invite people in, invite people to the group. Anyone, your kids, your parents, anyone you think could use this credit knowledge. Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks, Lizette. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. No, I mentioned. I noticed when you joined, you'd mentioned about trying to help mom out with the credit. Yeah. No, that's awesome. But yeah, invite people to the group. It's a free resource. We've got tools. We've got videos. We do lives every night. It's really robust. They're doing away with the watch parties. Normally, I'd put a watch party on all night after night. So all night after this tonight, I just like abbreviated like 12 words, and into like 3. Life happens. And so instead, I'm going to try to figure something out. I'll throw some videos or whatever in there. But if you do want to have me as your coach, that's an option. Just go, as you can see on the bottom, book a consultation. Go to www.bookcoachjd.com. Pick a day and evening or a weekend that works for you. All right, everyone. Join us every night, Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific time for the daily credit report. Thanks a lot for joining us. You all stay healthy and safe till I talk to you next. Bye-bye.